announcing the arrival of the Right Honourable Prime Minister of Malaysia, Datuk Seri Muhammad Najib Tun Razak.
Let's welcome the Prime Minister of Malaysia, Datuk Seri Muhammad Najib Tun Razak, a top Twitter user in Malaysia, Facebook as well.
PM's just taken a photograph of all of you who he's going to tweet to 1.3 million.
He is really tweeting himself.
Tweeting himself. Press, please get out the way because PM wants to take a photo of the crowd. Yeah, that's you. Cameraman in front of PM, get out of the way. That's you. That's you. That's you right there. Yeah. Excellent.
Thank you so much, Datuk Seri. Okay, Datuk Seri, allow me to conclude the session. We'll be talking about the Generation Y and the use of social media, in particular microblogs. And we had a fruitful session with YB Khairi Jamaluddin, Jeremy Wallenberg, and Jason Klo. And as we conclude this session, I just want to say to all young Malaysians out there, all Generation Y, you each have your own reach, like I said in the beginning, whether it's 50 followers that you have, 100 or 10,000, 50,000, please maximize your use of social media, be it on Twitter, Facebook, Pinterest, Google+, Vine, Pinterest, the list goes on. TuneTalk as well. Don't forget TuneTalk. So I thank you so much for attending this session. I hope it has been a fruitful session with you, with all the speakers as well. And I shall pass the floor to the MC, Terence.
Thank you, Shafiq. Let's give Shafiq a round of applause. He had to moderate these heavyweights. And another round of applause to our final panel of the day. Yang Berhormat Datuk Seri Muhammad Najib Tun Haji Abdul Razak, Prime Minister of Malaysia. Yang Berhormat Datuk Seri Utama Dr. Rais Yatim, Minister of Information, Communications and Culture of Malaysia. Mr. Shaul Hamid Sheikh Daud, Founder and President of the Malaysian Social Media Chambers. Distinguished guests, invited dignitaries, a distinguished panel of speakers, and participants of MSMW 2013, right here in front of me and also online, as well as the ones watching us live right now. Members of the media, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the organizers of the entire workforce of the Malaysia Social Media Week, or MSMW 2013, we wish to extend a warm welcome and a special thanks to Yang Berhormat, the Prime Minister of Malaysia, for his gracious presence as our guest of honor. For your information, Yang Berhormat, we have reached 20,500 people watching us live right now online. The number went up to 100,000 when Jason Lowe showed the world the absolute truth about his avatar just moments ago. It is indeed an honor, Yang Berhormat, to have you with us and your distinguished team to be part of this unique gathering of global social media practitioners, bloggers, and netizens made possible by the Malaysian Social Media Chambers through the World Bloggers and Social Media Summit 2013 event today. As we had mentioned earlier, the highlight of today, day one of this summit, is actually the live session with you, Yang Berhormat, and this will commence shortly. Before we proceed any further though, please join me to welcome on stage Mr. Shaul Hamid Sheikh Daud, the founder and president of the Malaysian Social Media Chambers, to deliver to us his welcoming remarks.
Yang Amat Berhormat Datuk Seri Najib Tun Razak, Prime Minister of Malaysia. Datuk Seri Utama Dr. Rais Yatim, Minister of Information, Communication and Culture Malaysia. Datuk Seri Jamaluddin Jarjis. Datuk Seri Kamaruddin Siraf, Chief Secretary, Ministry of Information, Communication and Culture Malaysia. Members of the media, fellow citizens, netizens, bloggers, social media practitioners. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure on behalf of the organizers, Social Media Chambers, and the partners of the Social Media Chambers and Social Media Week 2013 to welcome the Prime Minister of Malaysia, Yang Amat Berhormat Datuk Seri Najib Tun Razak. A big round of applause, please, in appreciation of his presence for the very first time here at the Social Media Week. Ladies and gentlemen, Prime Minister of Malaysia is no stranger to the social media. In fact, in Malaysia, he is leading the way in the application and advocacy of social media as a platform to interact with the Malaysians of all ages. Prime Minister has made the use of social media as a criteria in the reselection of candidates from his party in the next general elections to be called anytime now. Yang Amat Berhormat Datuk Seri, we are really pleased to inform you that you have been very persuasive and being a mentor to a lot of social media people. But most importantly, all the highly placed government officials and civil servants also actively involved in the social media. For this and bringing government back into the people, we thank you, sir. Dear ladies and gentlemen, I am pleased to announce on behalf of the Social Media Chambers that we have unanimously chosen to present a special award, Leadership in Social Media Engagement, to Yang Amat Berhormat Datuk Seri Najib Tun Razak, Prime Minister of Malaysia. Congratulations, Datuk Seri. Datuk Seri, Social Media Chambers is a premier non-profit organization. We believe in advocating education. We believe in teaching the credible social media usage in the public. Social Media Chambers targets to receive an extensive network of people, including all the executives, entrepreneurs, journalists, bloggers, and all the students and activities. We hope, Datuk Seri, that through the creation of this event and many more which we have created over the years have impressed you, sir. And also, with that note, we humbly request you to become the patron of Malaysia Social Media Chambers. Yang Amat Berhormat Datuk Seri, ladies and gentlemen, we are proud to announce that we are not alone. On this day, we are also forming an international social media chambers, which will be placed in Malaysia very soon. I would like to end by thanking once again Datuk Seri for making his time today in spite of his very busy schedule. At this point of time, I would like to make a special thanks to Ministry of Information and Communication Malaysia, that without them, this event is impossible. When 2 years back, when I approached them that we want to do this event, they graciously came in and supported all the way. Thank you, Datuk Seri Raisia team, for supporting us, and also the ministry. I also like to thank the partners, the ministries, other ministries, the bloggers, media partners for being with us today and to make this event a successful one. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Mr. Shah Hamid. Just before we proceed to the next agenda, let's view a short video clipping on our Prime Minister's involvement with social media. Ladies and gentlemen, in recognizing his effort to promote and actively be involved in social media, the Malaysian Social Media Chambers would like to honor the nation's #1 social media activist, who's none other than Yang Amat Berhormat Dato Sri Muhammad Najib Tun Haji Abdul Razak. Having said that, it gives me great pleasure to request Mr. Shaul Hamid Sheikh Daud to invite Yang Amat Berhormat, Prime Minister of Malaysia, to the stage to receive a special honor. I would also like to invite Yang Berhormat Dato Sri Utama Dr. Raisi Yatim to join Mr. Shaul Hamid on stage, together with the Deputy President of the Malaysian Social Media Chamber of Commerce, which is Ibdillah Ishaq. I would also like to invite the International Social Media Advisory panelists to the MSMW, Mr. Pradeep Chopra, to the stage. Thank you. Social Media Chambers with the honor and proud to confer the prestigious Leadership in Social Media Engagement Award to Malaysia's #1 social media activist, Yang Amat Berhormat Dato Sri Muhammad Najib Tun Haji Abdul Razak, Prime Minister of Malaysia. Congratulations, Yang Amat Berhormat Dato Sri. We wish to request Yang Amat Berhormat Dato Sri to remain on stage for the next agenda. In his quest to expand his connectivity on social media scene, Yang Amat Berhormat, our Prime Minister, has now engaged us on many platforms. And without further ado, I would now like to invite Yang Amat Berhormat Dato Sri Muhammad Najib Tun Haji Abdul Razak, Prime Minister of Malaysia, to address us. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome him with one more round of applause.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera dan salam satu Malaysia. Yang Berhormat Datuk Seri Utama Dr. Raisi Yatim, Minister of Information, Communication and Culture, Encik Shaul Hamid bin Sheikh Daud, Founder and President of Malaysia's Social Media Chambers, social media friends and practitioners, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for inviting me here today, and thank you, Shaul, for the generous award and introduction. I suppose it's Oscars week, so I should do the Oscar style, which is that I should start by thanking my family and friends. First, of course, is my wife, or the woman I'm married to on Facebook, if you like. My children, who, like all good sons and daughters, thought it uncool that their father was trying to take part in their digital age. My friends, in particular the ones who accepted my friend requests, and all those who have followed, liked, replied, and retweeted. It goes without saying that without you, I wouldn't be here today. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll admit that when I first joined Twitter and Facebook, I felt like a bit of a novelty to me. I knew they were popular, but if I'm honest and you understand, this might not come easily to a politician. I don't exactly fit the stereotype of a social media ninja. So I could hardly imagine that a few years later, I would be standing here in front of, well, 25,000 now, following this event, social media enthusiasts, and having just met my 1 millionth Facebook follower. It was great to talk to Rina Asmira and her parents just now, all the way from Jolobu. It's always a real pleasure to meet online friends in an offline setting, or in person, as we used to call it. This is something I do try to do every now and then, because there is something genuinely fulfilling about putting a face to a profile picture. Ladies and gentlemen, on a more serious note, there is no doubt the internet is driving change in every part of our lives. It is a giant repository of information that anyone with a connection can access. It enables instant communication between individuals and groups across nations and continents, and it is unleashing creativity and collaboration in ways that we have never been possible before. You don't need me to tell you about how important the internet is, or the incredible potential that social media brings. You came to the conference. I know many of you here are at the forefront of the online world, be it in a business context or a personal hobby. Instead, all of us here this week should be asking a fundamental question. How do we anticipate? How do we adapt and take advantage of these changes? When the first wave of the internet rippled through our society, we talked about it largely in terms of technical things like coding, web design, and modem speeds. They are still important, of course, but as the internet has matured, the skills we need to make the most of it have broadened. Ladies and gentlemen, that is why this Bloggers and Social Media Summit is so important. And I would like to congratulate the social media chambers for bringing together a wide array of experts from all around the world here in Kuala Lumpur. I may be biased, but I genuinely believe Malaysia is the perfect place for a conference of this nature. A solid tech infrastructure and our naturally sociable personalities have combined to make us particularly avid social media users. A recent study even found that Malaysia, along with Brazil, has the highest Twitter use in the world. So congratulations to all social media practitioners in Malaysia. The report by the Oxford Internet Institute says that, and I quote, Malaysia stands out as a forward-looking country. That's something we can be proud of, and I hope it continues, because the fascinating and challenging thing about social media is that it evolves so quickly and so rapidly. You have to be very forward-looking to keep on top of the latest trends. It's a bit like running on a treadmill that never stops. If it was Gangnam Style before, my team have told me about the latest trend, something called the Harlem Shake, that I'm still trying to appreciate. Don't worry, I'm not going to try to show you how it goes. It'll be a disaster. It can be hard to predict what will take off and what won't. I joined Google Plus quietly last April, but it didn't really get going until I tried doing a Google Hangout in October. On the other hand, look at the extraordinary growth of Instagram. Within just 18 months of being launched, it was bought out by Facebook for a staggering $1 billion. I've got some terrible old photos from the 70s, which, if I'd known, I might have taken better care of. The hair might be a little grayer, and also the batik shirt may be more colorful. Anyway, given that Instagram must be doing something right, I thought I'd give it a go. The photo that I took of the crowd as I came onto the stage will actually be the photo I launched my Instagram account with today. So if you follow me, maybe you will see yourself. Ladies and gentlemen, not bad. Eh? Speaking from the perspective of a national leader, the emergence of social media has been a powerful tool for openness. This has brought both opportunity and responsibility, and I'd like to briefly give my thoughts on each. First, the opportunities. With social media, everyone has a voice and can broadcast it to the world, no matter how wealthy or technically minded they are. And crucially, they can talk to each other. Unlike other media revolutions, this technology is not passive or one way. It allows people to reach across traditional boundaries and barriers, to engage in real discussion, and of course in real time. And so it is naturally very transparent and collaborative. Government is no exception, which is why I have endeavored to communicate on the newest platforms and in the most relevant ways. Take the budget, for example. Traditionally, the Ministry of Finance would develop the annual budget over a period of time, consulting all the relevant ministries and of course the private sector before the minister goes to Parliament to tell them what it's going to be. I've tried to do things rather differently. Last July, 3 months before the budget, I launched an online consultation using Google Moderator in which I asked people to submit their ideas and vote on other submissions. Thousands of people took part, and a number of their ideas ultimately made it into the final budget. Then when the budget itself came around, I tried to explain the thinking behind it directly to the people through a live video Q&A in which I answered questions via social media. So for government, just like for businesses, new technology